Welcome back to our Borough Walk. There used to be an old saying in the old Barclays Premier League about Claudio Ranieri, stop tinkering with the team. Well, now that's coming true of Rob Edwards. Why has he not yet figured out what his best side is? We got Craig, Sarah and Jonathan to review the weekend's action. We're recording this before the midweek game at Leicester, so skip ahead if you want a little bit. But we are, of course, reviewing just... why can't we get some consistency in this side? Plus, we've also got a rat leak in the team. Sam says, we bought a striker, benched him, played 5 at the back to keep people happy. Not much consistency with this team, and we're now going to manhunt for a rat leak in the team. So coming up this week, we're talking about the team leaks, the inconsistencies. We're predicting where Boro are going to finish, and because it's bonfire night on Wednesday, we're asking the team which player of all needs a rocket to lift off their season. Good to have the three of you back. Sean's away this week. Craig, why doesn't he know his best 11 when we're 13 games into the season?
I don't know. I think he knows the base. I think obviously he knows, well, I was going to say he knows the base, but he doesn't, because he goes from a back 4 to a 3 with wing backs and a back 5. But I think he knows his defenders, obviously the full backs. It just depends on that system. I think Brown has played himself into kind of like a starting 11 role. I don't know whether he expected to or whether he was sticking with Morris and Hackney. But for me, again, it's just the front, the forward third. We're just struggling to find kind of like the connections and the relationship between them to create and to convert. But yeah, like you said, nearly coming up a third of the season, and we're still no further forward. And in fact, we're creating less than we were at the start.
Yeah, quite a few tweets to get through here. I picked out the ones that summarise kind of what lots of them are saying. Sarah, this one from Neil says, please tell Gorgeous Rob that if he plays 5 at the back, he can't play that 3 in midfield with Bergzorg supporting Conway. That performance at Watford and result needs to be a wake-up call to all of us about our deficiencies. Do you agree with his main points, sir?
Yes, I do. I actually think that he tried to play a back 3 against Watford and we actually got caught out. So this back 5, back 3 thing is a real problem because for me at least, our Target and Britain are not wing backs, or at least they haven't shown it. Target's an excellent player. In fact, I think he's probably up there, one of the best left backs in the division. But I just don't see him as a wing back. Callum Britton hasn't done enough going forward. Again, we've been good in defence till Saturday, and both of them were at fault for goals. So I agree with him. If you're going to play a defensive midfield and a back 5, it really doesn't. We're not going to contribute up front. We're not going to score. We're not going to be good as an attacking force.
Yeah. Cheers, about Sarah. Jonathan, here's one for you. Jordan says, if we're honest, the results have actually been masking the average performances most weeks now. We've looked worse as the games go on. Team changes every week with the starting 11 wrong most of the time. Go and find your best team, Rob. Yeah. Form would suggest that's correct, Rob. Jonathan, do you agree?
Yeah, last 6, isn't it? Form table shows that we're bottom half of the form table for the last 6 and struggling. And I think the guys have kind of echoed the points quite well. Is the only different narrative you might put is that, the base, like Craig said, it is well established and we're conceding less than a goal a game. So the changes haven't really impacted that too well, although 3 against Watford, but that was an anomaly this season, you would suggest. However, up front, if you keep chopping and changing, the guys aren't finding their form and they ain't going to get a chance to find their form either. So I don't know if that's an option for Edwards. It's just to stick with a system and keep going until them lads click, because they ain't finding form. Nepan's had a go, Hansen's had a go, Whittaker, they've all had a pop at it and none of them have really clicked. And the only thing that anyone seems to talk about is Conway's work rate. Well, that ain't going to be enough to save your season, is it? So, or not save the season, but you know what I mean, to compete in the goal scoring side of things.
Are you becoming too predictable, Craig, as well? I mean, this tweet was highlighted. This Lewis says the blueprint to beat us hasn't changed at all. Stick everyone behind the ball. Let us have it as much as we can. as much as we want, until eventually we put in a terrible cross into the box, counter and score, and then sit back and repeat. That's how you beat Middlesbrough.
Well, yeah, I mean that obviously happened on Saturday, but I think that was like a kind of like a standout performance, goals, if that makes sense. But I mean, in Rob Edwards' press conference last week, he said that. He said we know their strengths, we know what they're going to do on transition. We need to counter that, but then that did happen, and they scored 3 times. So I don't know. We are becoming a bit predictable because we're trying, like Jonathan's just said, we're trying that attacking third and different players, and it's not coming off. So we're not doing any kind of like patterns of play or I don't know what the word would be, kind of like persistent attacking pressure, where we're probing left to right and looking for little through balls. We're not playing like that. We're kind of, I think we said episodes and episodes ago, we're banking on one-off through balls or a moment of magic off someone like an awesome goal. And those obviously have dried up. So like we said, hopefully I'm still banking personally on the fact that all the players that came in, quite a lot were foreign lads and a lot haven't played in the league before. So I'm just praying that the more time that they spend here, the more they settle, the more the patterns and the attacking third comes. But I'm losing a little bit of faith with it because it's not happening at the minute.
You got to say, like against Watford, they did it. Sorry, Mark, they did a good job against us, like Craig was saying. But if you watch their goals, and Edwards alluded to this, their first goal in particular, we were all in the right positions. Just at that final moment, you watched Britton and Hackney were ball watching. We had plenty of numbers back to defend that, but the lads watched the ball instead of the man. And guess what? He found the space and popped it in the net. And maybe similar for the second goal as well. We were attacking a space, pressing it, and we were just wide open on the other side of the pitch, which led to their goal. So, I can get Edwards has got some gripe about that because otherwise, I'm not saying we would have won the game or anything different, but, they were mistakes. They weren't, and Watford took advantage of it.
Yeah, one player coming in for lots of criticism, Sarah, was Target. David says the first goal is a poor one. The second one, the lad runs 40 yards with the ball. Target makes no effort to stop that cross and they score from it. The third is poor too. Boro left side is a massive problem because Target can travel with the ball, so everything stops at him and goes back. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a bit hard to see criticism of Target, to be honest, because he's been one of our better players in the recent weeks. But it was all down that side on Saturday. Yeah, I think it's a one-off game. I wouldn't like to sort of say that was consistent with him, but it is a problem that he can't travel. That we're not getting anything down that side. We're not getting anything down either wing, to be honest, which is a bit of a problem. We've got no width. We're one-dimensional. We go through the middle, and we hope that Hackney can carry the ball forward, but there's nobody ahead of him. I don't know. I just think we could do with some. I mean, we talk about Hansen. We talk about even Whittaker. Whittaker didn't start. I'm not Della's biggest fan. I'm not Whittaker's biggest fan, really. But I think that Whittaker and Hansen giving us some width, I would like to see that a bit more, and not having that third defender because we are easy to work out. It is easy to sit back and then wait for us to press and then find the open spaces.
Okay. Rob's been in the news today, Jonathan, with Wolves playing around with managers. There was an early rumour that they might have had him on their shortlist. Obviously, that didn't come to pass. But you surprised at that?
No, we were chatting about that. So I watched his press conference and he buffed it away. I don't know, some people on Twitter are saying he didn't do strong enough, but he gave a pretty good answer. What else is he going to say? He'd heard nothing about it, but he's got quite a connection with Wolves. I think, Sarah, you were saying, you got to look at that. I didn't realise how connected he was. And obviously his family's down that neck of the woods. So I suppose it's quite easy to put one and one together and you'll get three, but that's where I guess the rumours come from. He's got a connection in there, but I'm not sure he's ready for a Premiership team at this moment in time, even with the best will in the world, to be honest with
you. What a shame, though, eh? Coventry lost on the Friday night, Craig. You must have thought, right, this is our chance. And you kind of blew it. In fact, there's only Stoke in the top six at the start of the day that won. How do you see Leicester and Birmingham going then this week, Craig?
Well, we've done that prediction, didn't we, for the next 5 games? And my prediction so far is absolutely balls that up. So they've done exactly the opposite. I thought we'd have got 6 points previously, and then I would have been happy with a draw at Leicester, but they haven't gone to plan. I mean, Leicester away, I mean, they're not in good form, but hopefully we bounce back. We put in a performance. They're struggling at home. Maybe the fans might get on the back a little bit. So if we can do one of those away performances, I don't see any reason why we can't. But then if Birmingham come on Saturday and put men behind the ball and we're trying to break them down and their hitters on the break. So you just can't predict what's going to happen and what kind of, because we've got no consistency. I mean, if we stayed unbeaten, that's only 2 points. If we won 1, that's better off. I mean, but I hope we get at least 4 from the next 2 games, hopefully.
Yeah. Score early against Leicester, and that stadium will go toxic. They are ready to burst. Yeah, and of course Chris Davis only has one way of playing as well, as you're sure you're aware from League One. So yeah, it should be, if Rob has done his homework, it should be 2 games where you can pick up some points. We will see though. It's a quarter of the way season done now, Jonathan. Though we are heading towards the second quarter, so it's time for you to review your predictions, all 3 of you, if that's okay. Starting with you, Jonathan. Where will Boro finish this season based on what you've seen?
Based on what I've seen, you know what? I think we've got a good chance of top 6. I'll go with that. I'd love to think we could do more, but top 10 was probably my true prediction. But I want to be optimistic, so I'm going to say top 6 and playoffs. We can do it because you'll get the team going and we'll get moving up front. As long as Watford is a one-off conceding, which I think it was given how many games we've played so far. Yeah, I think you'll get the attack will click at some point, and hopefully that'll give them confidence, and that'll help keep us in the top 6.
Sarah?
I said 6 at the beginning. I'm sticking with that. I think we still got. January is going to be interesting, of course. If we can get to January and still be in the top 6, will the club back the manager? Will we go for it? Yeah, we've got Malanda coming. We've got potentially a left back coming. So I can't say his name. Max coming. So yeah, we've got. And then will he go for it? Depends how we. I still believe we've got some strikers there that have just been at the club not long enough yet. Don't forget they didn't come in at the beginning, so they weren't here for the start of the season. So I still think there's a real chance we can click and do something. So 6 still.
Great.
Yeah, I'm gonna go top 6. I think, like Sarah said, the strikers that we brought in, Hansen, Strelic, Naipan, I think in Sene, I think they've only played here 2 months. Like they came literally on the last weekend of August. So they've only been in the country 2 months, let alone Teesside. God, I mean, it's a different type of country, isn't it? So, and then obviously you've got the football. It's God's country, isn't it? So I've still got in the back of my mind that it's the hope that kills you, isn't it? So I've got that in my not in my mind, in my heart, thinking it'll click. We'll absolutely start blowing teams away. We'll go run over Christmas, and yeah, we'll celebrate. But realistically, top 6. Yeah.
Right. Well,
We'll see.
it's bonfire night on, of course, Wednesday this week, so it's leading us to ask the question: which one player needs a firework or a rocket up their backside to get their season going? Few contenders here. Should I ban Morgan Whittaker as an answer? We'll see. Sarah, kick this off.
Well, I'm going to go with Conway from a goal scoring perspective, because as much as I know we talk, and I think there's more to him than just work rate. I think he does a lot more for the team, but it's the goal scoring thing that he needs to get back to putting the ball in the back of the net. And I think that as our number 9, we need that. So for me, he needs to get back to putting some goals away.
Jonathan?
I'm going to go Morris. And only because he started the season so well, everyone raved about him, and now he's not doing so good. Brown's ahead of him. And the thing I don't like about him at the minute is, and you might say it's harsh, he seems to be slow the play down, and he's gone a bit more sideways in my liking. So as soon as he gets the ball, it's touch, have a look round, have a little chat, and then move the ball on. He's not quick enough. Brown seems to have a little more momentum about him. So I want Morris to play quicker through. So that would be my rocket of his ass.
Okay. Craig?
I would have went with who you mentioned, but I won't say Morgan again. Do you know what? I think I'd give Jones. I think when he came in, I was so impressed with him. He was a proper defender. Nothing got past him. He He put the ball out if it needed to. He was smashing into headers, challenges all over, and he was immense. And then the last month or so, he's just got a little bit slower. He's been caught a few times. He's positioning, and I don't know whether it's the changing in the system from a 3 to a 2, which we don't know. But I just think that how he started the season, a bit like Jonathan saying about Morris, how he started the season and his form's just tailored off slightly. So yeah, I want to see him get back to what he was in August, September.
It's interesting you say that. Someone commented on one of my posts about Jones, and I was like, really? And then I actually started thinking about it, and someone said that Watford attacked our left-hand side deliberately.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just Target, but also Jones. And for me, the standouts were Fry and Ayling anyway. So yeah, when we go to back four, should it just be automatically Fry and Jones, or could it be Fry and Ayling? So yeah, interesting about Jones.
Good points. Finally, we're on to the A to Z. We've been doing this for the last 5 weeks now. I hope you've been watching along, and thanks for all your comments on last week's letter as well. Yes, Downing, I think, got it in the end last week for D. Who we got for E? It's a difficult letter, so I won't ask each of you for a contribution this week. Has anyone got anything?
Yeah. You know, I haven't got a player. There's two, and I'll just go with one at the minute. And you know, it's a biggie for me. And it was my mate Jamo. He told me about this, and I thought he's right. So back in '86, we almost died and all that malarkey. Then the team of kids came through, and we played the champions of England at the time, who were Everton, in the cup in a trilogy in '88. And that was what kicked us on to people starting believing, to say, on a sec, these lads, you know, they got promotion from what was 3 to 2, and we were looking to get from 2 to 1. And them lads give Everton, who were a great team in them days, a hell of a game.
Yeah.
And that really kicked on the belief. So yeah, you know it. Yeah. So I got ears for Everton because of what it did for the team and the momentum of the era. You know, we went from administration to almost beating the champions of England.
Mark did not expect Everton to go into our E.
No, it's fine. We've had, what have we had? So we've had Ewood Park in a couple already. We've had Ellen Road going in a couple already.
I had Aria, the kit manufacturer that literally we had them through all our successful times: Europe, Carling Cup, FA Cup, Juninho, Emerson. Aria was a big kit manufacturer for us, because not so good of late, but.
We had them for about 15, 20 years, didn't we? We had them for a long time. Went back to them. Yeah, I thought about Eramis. Do you know the badge of Middlesbrough, the logo? Like I was kind of like thinking about it, and I remember we used to have the like an Eramis badge, like at Ayrton Park, and they still talk about like Eramis 86 and stuff like that, and yeah, I thought that, but I think the club's kind of moved a little away from it a little bit recently, but yeah.
So none of you can talk about
I can't believe it was mentioned. We haven't mentioned Eindhoven.
Oh, Eindhoven.
I thought for me it was between Eindhoven. That's why I didn't say it. I thought it'd be between Eindhoven and Everton in my mind, to say, well, you know, two massive things for us. So Everton, if you go back in history, and Eindhoven, because UEFA Cup final.
Oh my gosh,
Eindhoven. You know, in '86 we almost died, and then we went to Europe.
And special player mentions for Ekiog and Emerson. We must mention Ekiog, of course, and Emerson being big players for us.
Yeah, good. Brilliant. Who have they missed, or what have they missed? Let us know.
Well, you got Eindhoven or Everton, or neither.
We'll put Eindhoven in. I we have to put Eindhoven in. Even I remember watching that. Watching that game. Brill. Right, thank you very much, everyone. Drop your comments. Drop a comment below as to who you if they missed any for E, and we're on to F next week. So maybe we'll have to revisit this letter, of course, at the end of the season, to put the one and truly Rob Edwards in if he's taking you back to the Premier League, won't we? We'll just have to see. Thank you very much for watching. See you next week after, hopefully, 6 points from Leicester and Birmingham City at home on Saturday. See you then. Why is it not? This is stopped.